Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Scudig or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy, and I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have something a little different from a card to share with you in Craft and Chat with Julie, and it comes from a class that I did just last night called Speed Scrapbooking. And the idea is that you sit down with your photographs, your papers, and your album, and you create an album from start to finish with all the pages filled in. And all that you have left to do at the end is go back and add a little bit of stickering if you want, and a little bit of journaling. But you get the entire book essentially done. Just the little finishing touches, embellishments kind of thing that you want to add later. And it happened last night. So from start to finish, 2 hours, I got my entire scrapbook done. So I want to show you my scrapbook that I have and see if you think that this is something worth trying, because I know it has really revolutionized scrapbooking for me. Before, my scrapbooking happened almost never because it was basically really ponderous and slow. And I know some people love to spend hours on end doing their scrapbooking, but for me, I just didn't have time for that. I had other things I needed to do, and it's just not a phase of life where I can sit down for many, many hours at once. And I just wanted to get my books done and something documented, so that by the time my daughter gets to the end of high school, we won't have just, 1 or 2 books of photos from her whole life. I'd like to have some along the way. Oh, hi, Kathy. Yeah, so I'm just talking about this scrapbooking class I taught last night. It's something new for me, but it's a skill that I learned from a class, and I really appreciate this. So I thought about it and kind of made up my own class with my own spin on it, and I'm really excited to show you my book now. So let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is my book. So this is one of the 6x8 albums that you can get from Stampin' Up! I haven't filled in the edge of it there with some kind of title. And it comes with just a craft paper cover. So both covers are just craft paper. So as part of the class last night, I covered the front and the back covers with a piece of patterned paper. So you can choose whatever one kind of suits you. And I have a different one on front and back, but it's from the same pack of paper, so it doesn't look out of place that way. And inside, you can see that it's got these nice corners here, and then I put this other paper over top to hide the rest of the craft paper inside. So this particular book, I actually did it to commemorate a trip that I did last summer, which was to visit the home office of Stampin' Up!, so their headquarters in Salt Lake City area of Utah. And then I went down with a group of other ladies on the same team as me to Kanab, Utah, which is several hours south, and toured the factory where they make all the stamps and inks and that sort of thing for Stampin' Up! Got to participate and help make a couple of sets, which was cool. And then went over to Las Vegas for the Backstage conference. And so that's what this book is about. So I really had a lot of fun making this up. So here I am in front of the Stampin' Up! Offices. There's one of the stickers. So really that's all I'm going to put on that page. I'm not going to embellish it anymore. I think less is more a lot of the time. And then I showed last night how to do a cover page. Really simple. It's one that just tells the story of the book very simply and clearly. So that's my cover page. And then this is kind of to introduce the book as well. This is a piece of information I picked up at the Stampin' Up! Head office that has all these facts about Stampin' Up! And I like this arrow sticker they gave us at the conference because it says founded in 1988, and then you follow the arrow down, and it says currently operates in 11 countries. So from 1988 founding to operating in 11 countries. I think that works. Then I got into the heart of the book. So this book is done with pocket pages. So I'm just going to show you what they look like. So here's one of the pocket pages. Let me get a piece of cardboard underneath it so you can maybe see it a little better there. Okay, so you see those lines there? This divides this particular pocket page into 4. So these are all 3x4 photo slots. And then you also have some other different sizes in your pack of pocket pages. So they do come with a variety, which is really helpful. So this one here that I used for the cover page, it is 6x8 on both sides. So you can make a great big spread. So that's why I used it for the cover page. So that's the only one of those that comes in the set. And then this one has 2 4x6s on it. So you get some pages like that. And I just went through and I put in my photos. I focused on my photos and I used some of the Memories and More products in behind here. So this is when I visited the Stampin' Up! Offices. Isn't it a beautiful building that they have their office in? I think it's lovely. And I should tell you too that this postcard is something that I picked up right at the Stampin' Up! Office, which is really, really nice. And then I went on and did this page. So you can see I have one of the pocket cards in there. And then this is demonstrator support. So I put that all on one page. Here I've got a couple of pretty pictures. This one's kind of graphic design oriented. And this is where one of the Stampin' Up! Employees was showing us how they photograph the catalog. So that was really interesting. And this is more like a photograph or artistic. And I put it next to their photo setup. So that's one of their photo setups that they do. And here we have us in front of this purple screen where the CEO, Sarah, often does her videos for how to make a kit. And then there's room for journaling. So I left that as well. Then the next page you can see is another one with all 3x4 cards on it. And this is the pick line. That's where they pick up all of the things to put in the boxes that they send to us. So we get our goodies. And this one is their labeling machine, which is called Panda. It's really cool. It just automatically labels all these things. And everything's automated so it can tell how much weight is in each box and how much should be in each box. So that's why there aren't as many errors, I don't think, now as there used to be in some times past. Occasionally one will get by them, but they do a really good job. And this lady here is called Raylene. And she often has her names on some of the boxes that we receive from Stampin' Up! So it was really cool to meet her. Then this is Traveling down to Kanab. You can see this is another 4x6 page. And then I cut this one to fit. So you can cut them to fit. And then these ones here I cut to fit. So that's a 3x4. And then I cut this one to fit. And then we have some lovely lunch that we enjoyed with some beautiful flowers in the background. And there's one of the 4x6 cards. Here's when we came into Las Vegas. And so I used one of the pocket cards, a 3x4, and then I cut a 4x6 to fit here with a pocket card in the background and a sticker to kind of draw it all together with the palm tree idea. So you can get the idea that it's not actually that hard to put everything together. And I'm thinking of offering another class. I'm thinking maybe in November to offer another class to show how to do this kind of project, because I think it's helpful if you want to make a Christmas gift of a nice scrapbook for somebody. It's hard to find time in the run up to the holiday season, but if you can do it all in one night and then just add a little journaling afterwards, well, that's quite doable. One night is not going to be too bad. So that's what I think I'll do. And there's some Christmas products. So these ones are flowers, these pocket cards that I used. So I'll show you what some of them look like. Some Memories and More products. So it looks like that or that. There's the back side of that one. But there's some Christmas cards that you can get like this as well in the 3x4 size and the 4x6 that would fit these pocket pages. So the class is going to be structured so that you can choose the Christmas pocket cards, or if you don't want to do something related to Christmas, you can choose some floral ones. There's a couple of options for that you could choose. So here's my next page. So again, I focused on the photos to tell my story. That's our initial party out by the pool in this magnificent hotel they had us in. Registration and all the loot they gave us there. That's the party again. It looks pretty exotic in Las Vegas. And the sky is the limit. I believe that's what Stampin' Up! Is all about. And then this is the start of the conference itself. So you can see I've got one of the pocket cards in behind here. And this, I put this Backstage Las Vegas one here to just kind of say, this is the start of the conference, to give that kind of clue. And then these are the centerpieces for the tables. So they had all these different little cutouts of different hotels in Las Vegas, which is really cool. This one is Sarah, the CEO, and I was in the front row. So like she's looking you in the eye the whole time she's talking. And that was one of the coolest things because she's so sweet as well. And then this is the personal sales. This is one of the achievement presentations they put up, and they had a stand if our name was on screen. And I was so excited because my name was on screen a few times, and this is one of the screens. So I stuck this sticker on here that says, "You are brilliant." Sometimes I need that kind of reminder that somebody thinks that I'm doing a good job. And if I see this, "You are brilliant," and see my achievement there, I'll think, oh yeah, okay. I have done something noteworthy here, and I'm happy about that. I have something to be proud of and happy about. We all need that kind of reminder sometimes. Similarly, this one, it says, "Vous êtes fantastique." And they had them in 4 languages, these decals on the floor, in English, French, German, and Dutch, which represents the different languages that they operate in their different markets. And so I just took a picture of that, and that's another one of those reminders. And they thought we were so fantastic that they invited us, so you can see I'm excited here, to go on a Cirque du Soleil excursion in downtown Las Vegas and to go see the Beatles Love show. So that was fantastic. I'd always want to see Cirque du Soleil. And it was pretty trippy, as I thought it would be. All kinds of pictures of it here. And you can see how I put these together. So I had different sizes of photos I wanted to use. And I just put a pocket card in behind every time to make it work. And overlap the photos sometimes. Sometimes I cut them. This one I put a pocket card behind. There we are, a Canadian contingent with the CEO, Sarah, her husband, and some other Stampin' Up! Employees and some Canadian friends. And there we've got our hotel. And here, this page is, I included this, not because it was so much part of the trip, but it was kind of a sending back home to do our thing with the creativity. So it's share what you love, which is what I'm trying to do today. And this one is about Stampin' Up! And how they celebrated 35 years. And here is the statement of the heart. Now, this particular postcard, it wouldn't fit in any of these pages. It just didn't work. It was the wrong size and wrong orientation because the 4x6s are all this way, landscape or horizontal, and this one is vertical or portrait. So that's why I put it on the end. And it also kind of encapsulates everything I think Stampin' Up! Is about. Because it says, the statement of the heart is to love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments. In this, we make a difference. And I hope that what I'm doing here today and what all of us are doing with our creative outlet through Stampin' Up! Really does make that kind of difference, that it helps to equip people, help them to see how much they're worth, how much they have to contribute, and just how beautiful the things are that they can make, and anybody can do that. So that's kind of the heart of Stampin' Up! Right there. And this was done, like I said, in 2 hours. So I went from start to finish in 2 hours. It was all about having the proper organization and a few tips that I've learned in classes that I've taken in the past. And I would love to share them with anybody who'd like to take the next class that we're going to do. It's just so freeing to be able to sit down and do an entire book like this in one sitting and just in a couple of hours. And then kind of have the philosophy behind it and just understand what difference it makes. And so now, instead of just having a random bunch of memorabilia and a few photos to look at that might be in my phone, and I'll have postcards over there, and in another drawer I'll have some stickers or whatever. It's all in one place. And I'm sure all of us have a bunch of stuff like that. that we could make into a book like this to really appreciate or even to gift to someone else. So if you're interested in the class, I've included the link to my events that are happening this fall, and I haven't got the class up there yet, but I'm hoping to get it finished and put up by the end of today. So right now, I've still got a bit of time to work, so I'm hoping to get it up there within the next hour or so, so it should be there to look at. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I just had so much fun doing this, and it was so unlike the scrapbooking experiences I've had in the past. And my apologies to people who love to do hours and hours of scrapbooking. My apologies to you. It is really just not my thing to sit down and do it for hours. And I like a smaller canvas like this, where we've just got these smaller 6x8 pages, and then we can divide them up into little bits. And I just find that much easier for me. If you love the big ones, that's okay. But you might want to give this a try as well, because then you can kind of do something quicker and get something done for an occasion that you experienced or someone in your family experienced. So anyways, I share that with you today. I would love to know what you think. If you think that this way of going about scrapbooking is helpful, if you're interested in a class, let me know that too. I would just really like to know your reaction to this, because for me, this has been a game changer. And I've just found it to be so very helpful. Anyway, thank you for looking and experiencing this with me today. And I hope you have a great weekend. Bye for now.